What was the wildest way you found out you were being cheated on? Her parents told me. What parents? This goes to show, people always want to blame parents when someone is an asshole, but sometimes good people just raise shitty people. I've known families where like 2 to 3 of the kids are saints and the 4th is off the fucking rails, and they all grew up in the same house with the same rules. My mom always brushes off compliments on how she raised such good kids, by saying, they're just good kids. More recently she has admitted it's because if she takes credit for our good behavior, she has to take credit for our fuck-ups too. I can respect that, honestly. She demanded to read all the messages on my phone. I said no problem, but only if I could read the messages on hers. She had forgotten to delete a message from a guy saying, all we ever do is fuck, can't we hang out sometime? There was nothing on my phone. This was exactly how I found out my ex-boyfriend was sexting other girls. He found nothing on my phone because there was nothing to find. He had a whole message thread making up plans to fuck some other chick. I've never seen anyone cry so hard as fast as he did. Date night cancelled day of. I decided to make it a guy's night to see the new Marvel movie at the time. As we entered, I saw her sitting at the theater snuggling up with a guy. Our seats were a few rows back, saw them kiss a couple times. When we all left at the end of the movie, they were exiting their aisle as we walked down the stairs. She absolutely froze when she saw me. Blocked her on everything while I'm in parking lot. On my birthday I was with my GF and I passed out early since I had a long-ass shift that day, and I had to drive 2h to get to her place. Woke up in the middle of the night, went outside to get a smoke, saw her fucking her ex in his car on the parking lot. How did she react when she saw you? First she was like a deer in headlights, as was I basically as well. Then she started to cry and apologizing profoundly as I was packing my shit and leaving. Told me that it was a mistake, she loves me, and that he got her some food and one thing lead to another. Told her that's a very interesting way of showing her love to me on my birthday. I joked about knowing she was cheating. She broke down and admitted it. Imagine just trying to make a stupid joke and it turns out to be true. Sounds awful. Yeah, it wasn't sexual, it was more of she wished I was him and emotional cheating. Honestly, it hurt worse. I wish she would have had sex with him. My entire friend group knew about it, and I only found out after the one real homie blackmailed her into admitting it. And when she did, it was the most insincere shit ever. It's no big deal, everyone else thinks it's okay, and stuff like that. Suffice to say, I got my ass out of that relationship and friendship group real quick. But how about that other homie? We kinda remained homies, but he wanted to stay friendly with that group, so we didn't really continue to hang out much. I'm not sure how old you are, but I can say that most people slowly lose the leeching friends as we get older. Sometimes the really old friends stick around even if they are still a mess. You go from a large circle of friends that barely meet the definition of friends, to a smaller circle of friends that are good people, people that want to hear from you and include you. Not me, but my dad. His girlfriend at the time had been cheating on him with his friend, who didn't know they were in a relationship. My dad found out when his friend told him he was gonna propose to her. Nah, that's wild. Are they still friends? Yeah, they still laugh about it to this day. My dad had something similar when he was younger. Apparently she had double booked without realizing it, and he showed up at the same time as the other dude. They met at the door. He said, forget this. Wanna go for a drink? And that's how he met his friend, Russ. Never talked to her again. He was drunk at his 21st, and while joking around with his friends he started listing off all the women he'd slept with in the last year. I was standing right there, and we'd been dating for 2 years at that point. You win. I ain't never been that drunk in my life. We can't blame alcohol for everything. Some stupidity must have been involved on his part. My 9-year-old son told me that there were strange men in the house when I was away working. She'd been at it for years. It's horrible to deal with at the time, but honestly, it's such a relief to be rid of such a toxic mess. Little boys got your back. Holy shit, the mother of your child would sleep with other men while the child was around? Some fucking people, honestly, how the fuck do they even love with themselves? Wow, lol. Broke up with me, and as I was going though deleting her socials, I noticed a post she made on her Snap story that was her and a guy with a post saying, with my king. Post was made 2 hours ago and had only broke up an hour ago. With my king, ew. People actually talk like that unironically? He was probably crusty as hell too. What the fuck? Did you confront him about it, or were you, understandably, incapable of even knowing what to say? If you confronted him, why the actual fuck did he do that instead of breaking up like a normal person would? Anyways, I hope you've recovered from that shock and have a great life. All the best. I didn't respond to him that night. He called me the next day complaining about his hangover, as if nothing had happened, and then had the audacity to laugh when I reminded him of the photo he sent me, followed by an unconvincing, "Sorry baby, I was so drunk." It wasn't the first time he'd cheated on me, but I made sure it was the last.